right, what's good, YouTube? Different, oh my god. Hello? Different type of video for you. I'm gonna leave this in. I'm not taking that out. Different type of video for you guys. Courtesy of Scann. The Scann, I'll put his links in the description for his socials. We now have an easy way for us to make a tier list for position by position using this, ranking system. You guys are familiar with. A lot of you guys have probably seen this. This is tiermaker.com. Great website. We have a way to now rank all the pitchers here from S tier all the way down to D tier. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to do all these pitchers because some of these guys, you don't need me to rank. Y'all don't need me to rank who's down here? This Cy Young card. You know he's trash. You don't need me to rank that card. Juan Marichal. You ain't using him. But we'll get right into this, man. Let's start with some S-tier pitchers. First and foremost, Outlighter's no-hitter card. Vita Blue no-hitter card. Those guys are S-tier. No-hitter cards are insane. They have ridiculously high hits through nines, which is super important. That essentially equates to a smaller inner PCI for your opponent, the higher that hits through nine is. Those guys are pretty much dominant. Now, for some guys that are close but not quite there, I'm going to go with... Oh, actually, I'm going to put Tommy G in the A tier right now. S tier when the game came out, but A right now because his hits through nine isn't that high. Plus, he's been out for a while. People are used to seeing this card. So, we're going to give him an A tier. Still really good. Another S tier, Edward Cabrera. I personally do relatively good versus this card because my approach is quite good against Cabrera. But ultimately, this card is still really tough for a lot of people to hit when the game is laggy because the servers are shot. His sinker is 412 miles an hour and no one can touch it. So he's S tier as well. Great hit through nine for a guy who's a 94 overall. Great stat spread, super good. Good control for someone who's considered a power pitcher. So he's up there at S tier. Another A tier pitcher, Corbin Burns, player of the month card. Definitely an A tier pitcher. Great stuff. Sinker cutter with good control and good velocity. He definitely makes the A tier, 100%. Now, more guys to keep a look out for. I'm going to just start making some different... Crochet, he is a C tier pitcher. Yes, he has outlier, but easy to read this year. Very little movement on his pitches. Nothing too crazy. Doesn't really strike me as somebody that you guys should have in your rotation. I think he'd be better off as a relief pitcher. Giving him a starting pitcher card was not... I don't think it was the angle to go, personally. I think he'd be more effective as a reliever. I think his motion this year is way easier to hit, so I would not put him anything higher than a C tier, personally speaking. Now, Jacob Degrom, also a C tier pitcher. Good hits through nine now. Good velocity. Good break. Not really good break. Honestly, it's pretty eh. He's downgraded massively because of a lack of outlier and pretty bad individual control for all of his pitches, including individual break as well for all of his pitches. Check him out, guys. It's really bad. I'm going to tweet about it, about how bad they are and how it needs to be changed because he's a higher overall than Edward Cabrera, but 10 times worse of a pitcher. So they got to stop being obsessed with overalls and worry about individual attribute spread. Very important. Bob Feller, C tier pitcher. Wonky delivery, which could help you out, but no real good stuff and hard to control, so no outlier either. Card is not worth it for me, in my opinion. I don't think he's that great, so he's a C tier pitcher. Ranking him because I see him quite, I've seen him a good amount of times, relatively recently too. I've seen him for no reason. Other cards that you'll see frequently used, Gendry. Not really. Oh, Mike Hampton. Mike Hampton's a B tier pitcher, in my opinion. I think he's meat for me personally, and for a lot of guys, he doesn't throw hard enough, and he's not very good control-wise. Hits through nine isn't that great either, but sinker cutter mix, easy to use when you're pitching with him. Is good pitch mix, easy to use. Could be a little tricky for some people, and he could hit. Silver Slugger pitcher card, which I think is super dope, by the way. So that's a very important, decent fielder and can run a little bit as well. So super important that factors in. Definitely a usable card. If you have him in your rotation, I won't judge you big time. I think they're better pitchers, but still, not bad. Fergie Jenkins, 3,000 strikeout club. I think it's an A card. Super surprising card for me. Way better than I thought this Fergie was going to be. We saw a Fergie Jenkins. Once we saw a milestone card, that's a little different. We usually get a bad Fergie Jenkins with a low hits through nine. So this one's got a pretty good one. Super fun to pitch with. Has the control of a wizard. Good pitch mix. Has a sinker, and I believe he's got a fork ball. So that fork ball's nasty. Definitely a pitcher I recommend trying out. He's super fun to use. Can hit a little bit too, by the way, guys, and can get up to silver. I think it's either silver or gold fielding. I think it might be silver fielding can get up to. So super important that that's factored in. Very cool card. Felix Hernandez. He was an A tier at the beginning. I believe he's a B tier now. I loved this card. He was in my rotation. He absolutely killed it for me. Very, very good card. I recommend trying him out. Oral Hershiser barely makes a B. Easy to torch. Windups, I think his windup is less glitchy. Last year was glitchy. This one's easier to read. His stuff isn't as good. His hits through 9, his velocity is kind of low too. But that being said, a 99 version or 98 version of this Oral Hershiser is going to be a little demon. Mark my words, when he can get his velocity up there. So be on the lookout for that card. He will be a potential S tier guy. Another pitcher that some of you guys might see a little bit. Where am I looking? Corey Kluber, A tier pitcher in my opinion. This might be a bit of a hot take, but Corey Kluber's 111 hits through 9. I think it's actually might be 110 base. Whatever it is, it's high. Got that pitch mix, sinker cutter. Weird release. His stretch is a little glitchy. I think he's very effective. Free card too. Definitely give him a shot if you're having trouble in ranked seasons pitching and you find someone to mix it up for you. Definitely try this card out. Dallas Keuchel, B tier pitcher. Sinker cutter mix, great control. Velocity is low. It's what kills him. Hits through 9 is not that bad. Definitely a card that if you're using in your top 5, it wouldn't be horrible. Not really a budget guy because you got to buy him off the market, but not the worst pitcher, not the best pitcher. I'm missing a guy that's really important. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Milestone card. I think Scann might have forgot him on this list. Where's that Cliff Lee? He does not have the Cliff Lee card on this list. Interesting. Well, we'll jump to somebody who's good too. Zach Wheeler. I believe Zach Wheeler is a B tier pitcher. I think his windup's annoying. That doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. He rakes as a hitter, by the way. But I think ultimately his readable windup and his sinker being just okay hurts him a little bit. But definitely a usable guy. Top 5 wouldn't be a mistake. Give him a shot. If you like him, you like him. Pedro Martinez, same deal. Good attributes. Pitch mix isn't great. They took away his sinker and gave him a cutter. That means, I think, in my opinion, his SIG series is going to have both. So look out for that. This card is pretty good. Try him out. He's easy to pitch with. I think he's a little readable for that reason, but not a bad card. Michael Copic, budget guy, C tier pitcher. He's got outlier, but wild, and his fastball's kind of flat. So I give him a C tier. Wouldn't lose a lot, but he's not the best. Greg Maddox. I think Greg Maddox is a... I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this Greg Maddox is an A tier pitcher because his control is so ridiculously high. But knocks for him are his slow velocity and not really great hits through 9, so keep a lookout for that. But still, nonetheless, a very usable card. You're not losing much with him on the mound for sure. Who else? We'll do Roy Oswalt. Roy Oswalt is a B tier pitcher because he's got good pitch mix, good control, and pretty decent velocity. But that hits through 9 being in the 80s, man. 79 to start off, I believe. Sub 80, it's not good. The PCI is too big. I think his windup's even easier to read this year than it used to be. So definitely not my favorite pitcher, but he's fun to pitch with. It just sucks that his hits through 9 is pretty poor. Anyone else that's super effective? Gendry I haven't tried yet, so I can't really rank him. John Lester gets a C because he's got the pitch mixes and decent hits through 9, and he's a free card. So I believe he's a free card. So good budget guy. Definitely someone, if you just start the game, you should pick up quickly. He could be his worst 5 starters. Rick Porcello, same deal. Not a free card, so he gets a bump down to C, but he's got a decent pitch mix. His primary pitch is a sinker with great control. Sixto Sanchez was a B pitcher early on. I think he's a C right now because Edward Cabrera is just Sixto, but like way better. Does the same things. Ryan Mcclanahan, or Shane Mcclanahan. Ooh, my bad. B tier pitcher. Tricky little release, good changeup, but no meta pitches and doesn't have outliers, so he only gets a B. But he's got a decent hits through 9 and a good velocity, so I'm gonna bump him up there. It might be a little bit of a hot take, but I've had trouble against this card. I think he's pretty underrated, so definitely see him if you have him. You want to try him out. Mark Pryor, D tier card. No, he has a slurve and a curve, and it's redundant. No sink or no two seam. Everything goes one direction, or no horizontal arm side run move pitches. Very, very, very underwhelming card. Carlos Rodone. I personally think this might be a budget card. I think it's a D card. Super readable, just not very good. Josiah Gray, C tier card. Decent attributes all the way around, but throws meh, kind of hard, but no meta pitches. You got Joe Random pitch mix. Garrett Cole, D. Easiest pitcher in the game to read IMO. No movement, low hits through 9. Just really not that great overall. Trevor Bauer gets a C. He's got a great pitch mix, and when he's live series, inside edge boosted, his hits to 9 gets up pretty high. So not a bad card at all to try out. He's got a very good pitch mix for this particular meta we have right now. Rich Hill, same deal, C tier because of pitch mix, and because of his, and he gets a little boost because of his budget. He's a budget guy. Brandon Webb, D tier card. Barely has decent control on any other pitches besides his sinker. Has extremely low hits through 9. Super readable and just honestly no velocity. Very, very, very underwhelming card. And they did him dirty and nasty. Wish that card was way better. Some of these guys I haven't tried out. There's no real reason for me to rank this live series Corbin Burns because, you know, at the end of the day, no one's going to use that guy over the regular one that's free. Tom Sever, he is a C card. He's got a sinker that's very, very good, but he was a B tier when the game dropped IMO, but now he's been weaned out. I'm going to talk about guys that I've personally used, so I can give you actual legitimate ratings on them. So I give him a C tier, not someone I would put, you know, on the map. Ron Gendry, I would give him a C tier pitcher as well off first glance. I haven't used him yet. I love 99 versions of that card, but this one does not impress me too much. His pitch mix is kind of meh. Not particularly great. Anyone else we're missing that's actually kind of relevant? All these tops now, guys, is no one really that good. Joe Musgrove, actually. You know what? Joe Musgrove gets a C for his meta pitch mix, sinker, cutter, decent velocity. The low attributes are going to kill him in the low stamina, but he was pretty solid. He was a B tier pitcher when the game first dropped, for sure. Grayson Rodriguez, I used him personally. He's a D tier. He's got meta pitches, but overall his hits through 9 is just too damn low. Who else are we missing here? No one else of any real relevance. Frank Tanana, D tier pitcher. One of the worst rewards I've ever used. High overall. It's all a lie. It's the stamina. Hits through 9 isn't great. Velocity's meh. Double curveball mix his cheeks. Not a fan. Verlander, this card's a D. Disappointing. Pitch mix is bad. Velocity's bad. Easy to read. Just bad overall card. Fernando Valenzuela. Let me scroll up here. Fernando Valenzuela gets a B tier rating. He would have been an S tier a month ago, maybe more. I personally, and a lot of other people agree, there was a shadow nerf to pinpoint. Every pitcher's a little worse on pinpoint now. It seems the PAR is too big. His nasty screwball you could dot everywhere just kind of floats over the middle now. I hardly see this guy anymore. I hardly see him, which is crazy to me. So, but still, he could be effective. I like him as a fail-safe. Fail-safe to me means if you're starting someone with full stamina, have him in the back of your rotation just in case the guy's going to hell, the starter can't get through the innings. Bring him in, he'll be a nice change of pace, maybe throw off your opponent for an inning or two if you're getting rocked. I like that idea. Juan Marichal, you get a D for your... Nah, we need to add another tier. How do you add more tiers? How do you add more tiers? I'm about to add another one. Oh, no. There we go. Add another tier. How do you do that? Thank you. Cheeks tier. Juan Marichal, just for your moments alone. Just for your moments alone. Frank Tanana, your cheeks too. Brandon Webb's D tier. See, this is a good drop off. Mark Pryor, your cheeks. Very, very bad. Jordan Balzovich, cheeks. Jose Barrios. His slurve is decent. He'll get a D for that. Shane Bieber's not the worst. He'll get a D. Walker. I'm not going to rate some of these guys. The guys who are legitimate, people might actually use. Who else? Matthew Liberatore, D pitcher. Who else am I missing that's actually quite relevant? Potentially. Mike Scott. No, I was using that card. Nate Eovaldi, I've seen him. I think this card's cheeks, man. He's pretty bad. No control, easy to read. Other than that, guys, I think we cover most of the cards' ratings. This Luzardo's buns. Put him. I've seen him bad. He's bad. Same with you. This overall is the list. I think is pretty accurate. Let's focus on the cards that are really top notch. Go back over the list again one more time before I hop off this video. S tier cards. Al Leiter no-hitter, Vita Blue no-hitter, and Edward Cabrera. A tier, Tommy G, Corbin Burns, Fergalicious Definitious, Fergie Jenkins, Corey Kluber, and Greg Maddox are A tier cards. IMO. B tier, Mike Hampton, Felix Hernandez, Oral Hershiser, Dallas Kykel, Zach Wheeler, Pedro Martinez, Roy Oswalt, Shane McClanahan, and Fernando Valenzuela. I honestly am going to do this. I'm going to put you in C tier. I'm actually going to bump Crochet up to B tier because of its effectiveness at lower levels. He'll get a little bit of a boost here. I think that card's actually not the worst on the planet. But this one seems quite accurate. C tier, you see all these guys. I got to go over them. D tier, Rodone, Garrett Cole. Now, Garrett Cole is cheeks. He goes in cheeks. He's bad. The rest of these guys are, you know, I'm going to put Verlander down there too. He's buns, dude. No usable real pitch mixes, and his stats are honestly pretty atrocious. So those guys go down there. This is my overall ranking of these guys. Some of these guys are kind of irrelevant. So, guys I wish I see here that I don't, Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee would be an A tier pitcher, guys. That's an important one. I'll make sure I'll get back to Scan on that one. He is definitely an A tier pitcher. Now, that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, man, I had a lot of fun making this video. I really enjoyed this little nerdy stuff, nerding out at the game. Like the video, man. Comment, tell me what you guys want to see. Sub to the channel, and do not forget to put that bell on so you guys don't miss when I post every day at noon Eastern time with videos like these sprinkled in our evening time later in the day. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.